In 1997, New Labour asked the country for the opportunity to renew Britain. Our hospitals, our schools, our towns and cities. Now, in a changed time, New Labour is once again ready and equipped to answer the call of the future. And for those who say the promises made at elections never come to pass, I just look round at this new building, a new acute NHS hospital that will be open within weeks, a modern building that embodies the timeless ideals of compassion in action. Look at what together we have built. We didn't just fix the roof, we built the entire hospital. And as I've traveled around the country, I've listened and I've heard and I've learned from the people of Britain. And I've become more, not less optimistic about the future of Britain and its potential. The forward policies we set out today are rooted in the day-to-day concerns of the British people. And today I lay before you a realistic and radical plan for Britain that starts with securing the recovery and renews Britain as a fairer, greener, more accountable and more prosperous country for the future. For the road to recovery that we have been travelling is also the road to a better and fairer Britain and future for all. Leave it to our opponents to try to build the present in the image of the past. Our manifesto is written not in the past tense, it is written in the future tense. Because even in the darkest days of the crisis, we never stop thinking and planning for tomorrow. A few days ago, someone asked, where does New Labour stand? What business are we in, past or future? Our answer is as clear as the question was then. We are in the future business. And under my leadership, we will always be in the future business, building a future fair for all. And by encouraging thousands of acts of caring and compassion, our policies at their best can bring hope, make dreams come alive, and meet the aspirations of all those who want to rise. And you know it matters because we're in a new world now. September the 11th changed the security considerations for the world, and that explains our continuing commitment to Afghanistan and our commitment to our dedicated armed forces. So also the financial crisis changed the economic considerations. And this is the first post-crisis vote for our country, and it's the most important vote in a generation. Get the big decisions right now, make the right choices now, and we not only renew our economy, but we renew our society and renew our politics too. And in building the future, Labour will be restless and relentless reformers, reformers of the market and reformers of the state. And so this post-crisis world throws up three fundamental questions which we will address today in our manifesto. First, how do we rebuild our economy so that Britain can be a country with high skills and modern manufacturing, where work pays, family finances are secure, and government partners business to invest in Britain's strengths? Second, even as we cut the deficit with our announced tax rises and public spending reductions, how do we protect and reform our frontline public services so that they are not take it or leave it services, but give every parent, every patient, every citizen real choice and voice, and put you in charge of the service that you receive? And third, how do we write anew the contract of trust between the public and the public servants, so that we replace a discredited and distrusted politics with one where you, the people, are the boss? Now, New Labour's manifesto answers these questions with a plan for national renewal. In its pages and online, you will find a Labour programme, not setting out empty slogans of change, but setting out who is best for the NHS, who is best for schools, who is best for our young people, who is best for jobs, who is best for our pensioners, for dignity and security in retirement with our new National Care Service. My priority is first of all to secure the recovery. But as that is done, we know we need to move to a different, fairer recovery, a different, fairer economy with broader foundations and with responsibility from all, including at the top. As a result of the decisions taken to secure the recovery, and as long as we see this through, our plan for the future, you, the British people, will be better off. And this is the Britain of our commitment and our vision. A Britain where an active government backs British business with the fastest high-speed rail, the newest green investment bank, the widest and broadest access to broadband for all, the best allowances for those businesses who wish to invest in the future. A Britain where we demand a new culture in the city, with standards in the boardroom and finance that looks to the long-term interests of British business and industry, and safeguards investors, workers, and consumers too. It's a Britain where banks serve the people and not the other way around, where banks pay their fair share to society through an international banking tax. It's a pro-enterprise Britain where we invest in the high-tech, digital, life science, green and creative industries where Britain leads the world, and where we will support small businesses with help for cash flow, with the continuation of the Time to Pay scheme that has already helped thousands of firms survive, and by a one-year rates holiday for businesses, for thriving small firms. And it's a Britain not of limited room at the top, but one where all young people can get on, to go to university or college or get an apprenticeship, and where with 1 million more skilled jobs and up to 70,000 advanced apprenticeships and new skills accounts for adults, everyone has a chance to get on. It's a Britain of the family, with a minimum wage rising with earnings. It's a Britain where we have an end to long-term unemployment, new help for first-time buyers, where we build on Labour's record maternity leave and pay with a new Father's Month to help people better balance work and family life. It's a Britain where we have more homeowners, more students, more apprentices, more professionals, more businesses, and a bigger middle class than ever before. And just as we are unafraid to reform the institutions of the market economy, so Labour will always be reformers of government itself. We are determined to halve the deficit, and as we do, we will ensure that every last pound spent on public services delivers the best value for money for you and for your family. I don't believe in take it or leave it services. I want guaranteed standards for every citizen in every public service, with robust redress if they fail, and with the best taking over those that aren't making the grade. And the central insight of our reforms in this manifesto is that there should be no limit to what the best in the public sector can do. That's why by 2015, there will be 1,000 academies and federated schools in total, where brilliant educational innovators will lead not only their own schools, but raise standards in others as well, and offer personal tuition to those who've been falling behind, a right that will be available for every parent of our primary school children. And in Labour's Britain, every hospital will become a foundation trust, and those that aren't up to the mark will get taken over by a trust that is. And I can say today we will apply the same approach to policing. So if a police force is letting down the local community, another force can come in to protect and serve. And I believe that we write a new chapter in the story of our nation's most treasured institution, where Labour guarantees in law that every patient will get test results within a week if they're at risk of cancer, and where every family has access to a general practitioner that is open in the evenings and weekends. And that's what I mean by public services personal to your needs. But all this and more can only be achieved if we restore the fundamental relationship of trust between electors and elected. And so today we pledge a Britain of 21st century politics and public service, where we empower people through voting reform, a choice in votes at 16, a democratic House of Lords, and the right of recall. My fundamental belief is that fairness is not just about the distribution of rewards, but about the distribution of responsibilities too. It's fair rules applied to all. And that's why we must build a Britain where no unemployed person can have a lifetime on the dole but will have to accept work. Where those who come here contribute to our country, but those who can't or won't don't come. It's a Britain where antisocial behaviour and crime are dealt with quickly, where those who break the rules pay the price, and where if you don't get action, you can take out an injunction at the authorities' expense to secure the justice against antisocial behaviour that you need. So when anybody tells you it doesn't matter who wins this election, or tries to suggest that all parties are the same, just ask them, which is the party of the family promising to protect child tax credits, the child trust funds, Sure Start, and to give all new dads a month with their babies and help you to buy the family home? Which is the party of making work pay, pledging a rising minimum wage and the end of benefits for life? Which is the party of the NHS offering in return for national insurance legal rights and GP access, waiting times and cancer tests? Which is the party of growth and jobs with a programme to deliver 1 million more skilled jobs? And which is the party of political reform offering more democratic change than at any time in 100 years and more? And the answer is New Labour, the party with a plan for the future. And I say to you today, the future will be progressive or conservative, but it will not be both. New Labour is in the fight of our lives, and it is the fight for ours and yours future. And I have faith in Britain, in our people and in our businesses. I'm confident the future is one of prosperity that can be both sustained and shared. I'm confident in the vision we hold and the values that lead us towards it. I'm confident in the team I lead and the promises and policies that we promote. At the heart of this manifesto is the great and common purpose of national renewal. If we are elected to implement it, we will equip the British people for the future. Yes, we are in the future business. We are building a future fair for all. Thank you very much.